Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody. I'm Preacher Moss, the host of the S.O.S, the shout out show. Greetings to everyone, my Muslim brothers and sisters, Juma Mubarak. Listen, I thought for Friday Funnies, we have a little fun and we do a little cultural history, if we will. Since the pandemic hit in the last just couple of years, I've said this to a lot of folks, friends, family, and in between. I said, man, the world is just so thin skinned. It's just so sensitive. Everybody feels a certain way. Nobody can say what you feel. And it's almost antithetical to how I grew up. You grew up having to have thick skin. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like people just so in their feelings so quickly. Don't get me wrong. We all have feelings and things like that. But it just seems like these days, let's call it what it is. People are just highly sensitive. And it didn't have to be this way. We grew up, brothers and sisters. This is how we learned to be, in my case, we learned to be comedians. We learned to go back and forth. I went back and forth with a guy in a basketball court after we blew his team off the court. It turned out to be Martin Lawrence. Who knew? One thing I know was he could Joan. That's what we call in DC. We call it Joning. He was a great Jonah, brothers and sisters. And as long as you understood the rules, that when you talked about everything, particularly your mama jokes were cool as long as whatever you said was not true. Now, if it was true and you said something about somebody's mama, that was fair game, probably gonna be a fight. Just like slap boxing. It's funny to somebody catch it, then they get serious. Now, all of that is to say, I saw a young man on television who been watching him. He's on ESPN. His name is Jalen Rose. And Jalen Rose, he's been on in the ESPN for a while. I've seen him as a player. I've seen him as a sports analyst. I like the guy. He got on ESPN and he was talking a show called Get Up on ESPN. And he was talking at another commentator named Kendrick Perkins. Now, brothers and sisters, Kendrick Perkins goes after everybody. All right. He does the dozens on all kinds of people. Now, the context of this was that Kendrick Perkins was wrong about his prediction for the NBA Finals. He called the Milwaukee Bucks dumb after they got down 2-0 to the Phoenix Suns. He said it was over, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the facts, brothers and sisters. The Bucks won 4 straight, and they won the series 4-2. In this, I can't even show the clip, but Jalen Rose goes after him, and it's funny, brothers and sisters. I didn't see anything was wrong with it. What was wrong with it afterwards, according to people, is that Kendrick Perkins felt a certain way. And I'm like, Kendrick Perkins is being sensitive? It was crazy. It was goofy. This is a guy apologizing for something that we do culturally. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on.
I want to make sure I do this right. I want to do a public apology to my brother Kendrick Perkins. We do a lot of sparring. We do a lot of banter on topics. We cap on each other. And it went too far when somebody's upset about it. Somebody's disappointed about it. Somebody's hurt about it. And that's never my intention to Kendrick. That's never my intention to any human being walking the face of the earth. I try to come with peace, honor, and respect. And if I'm going to disagree with some things that he said about sports or joke about what he's rocking or whatever, I feel like it goes too far when the other person, is disappointed by what you said. So I attribute it to like slap boxing. And I guess it definitely went too far. So again, public apology to my brother Kendrick Perkins. I know it's going to be a lot of people try to sideline it, try to instigate it, try to keep it going. I travel with love. I travel with peace. Keep killing them, my brother. You're a champion. You're representing yourself 110%. And if I disagree with some things that you say about the playoffs or about sports and or vice versa, we can cap all day. You already know what it is. It's all love. But it went too far when somebody's upset about it.
Okay, here's the rule, brothers and sisters. When you get to capping and doing the dozens, you got to put your sensitivity aside. Because somebody's going to say something that lands pretty good, and all the people around you are going to laugh. Your job is to find that one thing and go back at the person. If you can't handle the dozens, you should not play. That's rule number one. Number two is even then, we grow up as brothers and sisters, particularly African Americans. We grow up with thick skin because we have to deal with so many other things. No knock to Jalen Rose for giving this apology. You know what? Speak your heart, brother. It's okay. But as a man who's participated in thousands of dozen sessions, you should not apologize because you said what we all would have said. It just happened to be on TV. You didn't go too far. You know, it was funny. It was casual. We're going to get into this because I think this is something that we really need to look at because people can't even laugh at one another, laugh with one another. And I think that's one of the things that these days, brothers and sisters, we need. We need to not take each other so seriously. We'll be right back. Let's start the show. Shout out show. Talking about doing the dozens. Roll it.
Look, it is two ways to handle a bully, all right? One, beat down, which, seeing that he's from Boston, is not an option. Two, talk about him till he cries.
Exactly. I'm gonna teach my son how to play the dozens. Yes.
I'm sorry. The dozens?
Yeah, you see, we come from a long, proud African tradition of talking trash.
Long ago, opposing African tribes didn't actually fight. They just made fun of each other. Yo mama. Later, those same dudes came across the ocean on something like the Love Boat. Only no love. All Isaacs. Pissed off Isaacs. Eventually, they arrived in America, and the less desirable slaves were sold by the dozen.
But they found a way to turn their pain into something positive by making fun of each other. That's what we call playing the dozens. Through the years, our ancestors found the comedy in pain.
The trash talking tradition continued through the 60s.
Power to the people.
Yo mama. Right up to the present.
I have no more campaigns to run. I know because I won both of them.
Yo mama.
That's the dozens.
Okay, brothers and sisters. Now we've laid some groundwork for the dozens. And before we get to one of my favorite comedians, who's the king of the dozens, Mr. George Wallace, I want to make sure that we welcome anybody who's come to the show for the first time. Yes, this is Friday Funnies, but we're going to have some fun with the cultural part of it. Friday Funnies, if you come for the first time, please feel free to get into our comment section. Let us know what you're doing. If you even have a good your mama joke, this is the day I am making it halal to put your mama joke. Don't talk about my mama, but put halal your mama jokes in. No curse words, but we can have some fun, brothers and sisters. Now I'm going to show a clip. I've tried to parse it for the language. I tried it. So George Wallace is a funny guy. So listen, if you go for the first time, look, get in the comment section. Let us know who you are. Don't be shy. That's the other thing about your mama jokes and stuff like that. Yeah, at some point in time, when you first start doing a dozen, somebody's doing a dozen on you. Oh, you're so poor. You're so short. I mean, I remember your head so big you don't have a forehead. You got an 8 head. I mean, come on. These were silly things, but they were laughing. And we knew they were harmful. It's just things that we would laugh about, especially when you had no money. You had to make jokes. We were our own entertainment, brothers and sisters. So if you get on the show, get in the comment section, click the subscribe link, notify, like button if you feel like it. We appreciate that. We had 170, by the way, so I'm ecstatic. So that's number one. Then number two, I got to let you know who the stars in the building are. Let's let them in right now. First up, we got Sister Ree. How you doing, Sister Ree? I know you know about the dozens grind on your corner. I know you've been doing dozens for years. I know you probably pulled off some classic ones on Derek and Juwan. You know, because we grew up out of that space where you out of Michigan, out of Flint area. You know, you can't be up in Flint had no thin skin. You know, you gotta get up and say what you got to say. I can't remember if it's Flint or Saginaw, one or two, but you know what I'm saying. You got to have something funny to say, and you have to understand that it's part of culture, if you will. It's part that kind of grows you up, give you a little thick skin, you know, because I didn't grow up sensitive. A lot of people didn't grow up sensitive, but these days, with everything going on, I don't know, but I'm going to say maybe we could take a trip back to when people weren't so sensitive and they knew when other folks were joking. All right, Sister Ree, thank you so much for coming on the show. Sister Ree, our craft services director. Next up, Wa alaikum assalam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and Jumun Mubarak, my brother, Altar Fashi. How you doing? I know they got the dozens up in Toronto. I've been a part of some of them, you know, and just being able to get it out. You know, in Islam, you know, we don't really do Muslim community don't really do the dozens, you know, because everybody's so politically correct. You know, they say stuff like, "Brother, you're gaining weight." Brother, I was like, here's the deal. If you're doing a dozens, it's never really gonna work out well if you say, brother, sister, you know, you make it too serious at the front. Okay. Altaf, our Canadian ambassador, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Next up, Sister Ika, all the way from Depok, Indonesia. Hope everything's going well. Your family's healthy. You are avoiding the coronavirus and eating well, sleeping well, and not hanging out with sick people. It's very important. Get that vaccine. If they got it for you, get that vaccine. Sister Ika, all the way from Depok. And next up, I'm sorry, Reed Saginaw. I get them all mixed up. Really, I be driving from Flint to Saginaw. I can't tell the difference. I'm messing with you. I know it's Saginaw. Saginaw's actually north of Flint. Is that right? Yeah, it's north of Flint. In any event, thank you so much, Sister Reed. Next up, of course, we have our consultant producer, Wa alaikum assalam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Satana, how you doing? You doing all right in the back? Sister Satana's like, yeah, I don't talk to me. And don't talk about my mama. Here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. When you did your mama jokes, you couldn't talk about a girl's mama. That's what I noticed. That will get you beat up by her and her brother, because she always had a brother, or 2 or 3 brothers. So Friday Funnies, brothers and sisters, we're talking about the dozens, laughing out loud, and having thick skin. So why is that important? It's not really important. You know, I talk about days gone by and the things that we used to say. One of the best people who ever did the dozens. My dad used to do dozens. My neighbor used to do dozens. My uncle used to do dozens. I used to do the dozens. It was a cultural thing. It was like signifying. This is the piece of the pie that grows us up and gives us a little bit of tough. We used to talk about the police officer that came through and his pants were too tight. He had on high water shoes and black shoes and white socks. We used to laugh at that guy. He said, well, you know, it's going to be flooding around here because he got on high waters. We used to say things like that. Let's see. Oh, there you go. There you go. Get it in. It says, if ugly were bricks, your mama would be a housing project. Yes. Your mama's hair so short, she rolled her hair with rice. Yes. Your daddy so dumb, he didn't go into the store. Your daddy so dumb, he broke into a store because he thought it said open latte and it really said open late. Things like that. But it's just kind of keep it going. Your mama got a wooden leg with a kickstand. Things like that lend to creativity. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cue up one of the masters of the you mama jokes, older comedian. And I have to say this too. This is a thing. Doing a dozen is really some other older comedians because a lot of younger comedians don't do that. And the reason they don't do that in some regards is because a lot of them, but the comedy community has really changed. It's more corporate. You got Netflix, things like that. Netflix caters to a certain type of humor. So the comedian that came out of the community is not the same type of guy. Now, the person I'm going to bring up, his name is George Wallace. George Wallace is the king of your mama jokes. I'm actually going to give a short George Wallace story. He came to Milwaukee and he performed a one night at a club called the Comedy Cafe. Well, yours truly was the MC that night. He's a very nice man, very funny guy. He's been around for a long time. You know, Jerry Seinfeld is his best friend. He always tells you that. My best friend is Jerry Seinfeld. He was doing radio in Chicago, came to Milwaukee to do this one-nighter. Now, as a touring professional comedian, let me tell y'all something. He killed that crowd. All right, he killed the crowd. But as he was talking, we saw some of the young black comedians in Milwaukee filter into the club and start lining up behind, like on the back wall. And we looking around going, what's going on? I see them. I'm like, what are they doing? They started lining up. And then I noticed that there were black comedians from Chicago who had come up to Milwaukee. And they were at the show. And I was like, what is this? Because the show is over. They can't get a guest spot. Then it hit me. They came to go at, you guessed it, George Wallace. The man is infamous. Encyclopedic knowledge. I mean, whew. So what I saw, brothers and sisters, was about 10 comedians. And let me set the stage for you. Literally. Someone from the back yelled out, George, your mama is so old. And he said, how old is she? He said, your mom is so old. She gave Harriet Tubman a map to freedom. And that started this whole thing off. And he gave this look. He said, oh. After George said that he met my mama, she's a very nice man. He said, I met Preacher's mama at the airport sniffing luggage. It was bad. And I stood there and I was taking it. And I'm trying to be a good Muslim. Brothers and sisters, I'm trying to be a good Muslim. He said, Preacher Moss is so short. And imagine 300 people go, how short is he? He said, his knees are on his shoulders. I said, I'll be damned. And I got mad. And I said, George Wallace. He said, yeah. I said, your mom is so black. I drove past her and the oil light came on. You can see how this went. But I'm going to tell you something. It was refreshing. We were laughing. On that one about the oil light, he actually pulled out his pad and went like that. I said, I'm dealing with a genius guy here. And he kept laughing and we kept laughing. And it was funny because most of the room was white. But that room in the back of black folk and black comedians may have been about 30, 40 people. We were howling. And he just kept doing joke after joke after joke after joke after joke. I think the only person I saw that could really reel off those kind of jokes, like constantly, honestly, was Rodney Dangerfield. And I saw Rodney Dangerfield take an audience of 1,700 people. And into his third joke, the people couldn't come up fast enough for air. So for the next 30 minutes, you just saw this. People gasping for air and trying to laugh. They weren't laughing at the joke they just heard. They were laughing at the joke. And it was the same thing with George Wallace. So in honor of George Wallace, on Friday Funnies, in case you've ever had a supervisor that you didn't like, or a neighbor that you didn't like, or brother or sister that got on your nerves, or a coworker, or somebody in the church that annoyed you, or somebody at the masjid that was an irritant. I'm not saying it's halal. I'm just saying it's available. Do the Dudgeons. Brothers and sisters, I present George Wallace. Hold on a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't pull the video up. I'm talking about George Wallace and pull the video up. Sorry about that, brothers and sisters. Bear with me. Here we go. Now, if you're sensitive, okay, if you're sensitive, don't watch. I tried to pull the least, the cleanest that you can find, but hey, we all grown folks, so let's get it together. All right, George Wallace, and he's on a radio show with another comedian named Ricky Smiley, who actually does pretty good Your Mama jokes.
On the spot. I didn't know that you still live with your mother. Hey, I don't appreciate you talking about my mama, and I really do like your mama. I just saw her at Home Depot. Her teeth are so crooked. She got a job making keys, but that's a whole different story. Okay, that's a whole different story. You ain't gonna dish me. You ain't gonna dish me in front of all these people here. Okay,
George Wallace, your mom's so ugly. She went to the 100th house and they gave her an application.
Now, you ain't supposed to be doing no true stuff. Okay, you ain't supposed to be doing no true stuff. Okay, okay. Ricky Smiley, mama so fat she got a real horse on her polo shirt. So when she gets on the elevator, oh, it's going down. Ricky Smiley, mama so fat she go to the beach, we can't see the ocean.
Gary, you was working down at the hospital.
Yeah.
When George Wallace's mama came down there to get a checkup.
Yeah.
And the first thing they do is take your blood pressure, and they had to weigh her.
Uh-huh.
And she got on the scale, and the scale said, one at a time, please.
Your mama was there the same day. I never will forget. I saw you and your mama. And when your mama went in for the examination, the doctor said, told your mama, take your clothes off. Now get down on all four knees against this corner over here. Okay, he said, now get down on four knees against this corner right here. So now get down on your knees against this four corner right here. Now get on this corner right here. He said, okay, put your clothes on. The doctor, she said, what's wrong, doctor? He said, ain't nothing wrong. I'm just buying a sofa next week. I want to see.
Hey, so I just want to say, you might not remember this. When I started November 13th, 89. You were one of the first people that I opened for.
Yes, you were terrible. You were just horrible.
John, I thought you told me that I was doing good.
Well, I have to lie to people when I first started so you can keep on. Look what you come to today. I'm so happy to be on the Ricky Smiley Show, Destination. This is really cool this morning.
George, I have to tell you, you would never, ever be on this show again. The way you came on here today,
yes,
you were supposed to promote your book and you disrespect me on my own.
And I want people to get this book. It's called Laugh It Off. It is available on Amazon.com or GeorgeWallace.net.
Tell us about the book, George.
The book is about your mama. If you see her, look, your mama is on page 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. I couldn't get on one page.
George Wallace, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Las Vegas.
Mr. Vegas, don't forget to stop at the Flamingo. That's why I'm at the Flamingo. I really want you to come to Las Vegas and visit. I really want you to grace that stage.
I'm coming. I'm going to hold you to that.
I respect you so dearly, so. And I want you to come up there, and I hope your ass bomb. I swear.
Okay, brothers and sisters. Some folks are gonna be like, what is going on preaching the Friday Funnies? Look, funny is funny. I have made jokes about a lot of people on this show. After 400 and some shows, yeah, we do make fun of certain things. I'm not gonna lie. People have situations, scenarios, and then you're gonna laugh. I had a brother, or a good friend of mine. He liked to talk about people, but essentially, he was missing teeth. Like he was missing teeth, and he would talk about me being short. And I said, every time you laugh, I said, it looked like Shaitan running through a graveyard. I know that's wrong, but I'm telling you, I'm telling people, and let me wrap this up, because this Friday Funnies is going to be just kind of. Can we get to a point where we just get back to enjoying each other, having a laugh? Nobody's perfect. Everybody's so sensitive, and this is a byproduct of everybody trying to be right, and I want to be on the right side of an argument. And sometimes it don't work out like that. Sometimes there are people who want to do good things and come off wrong. Sometimes you have a preacher on Sunday morning, Easter, who goes to do the sermon and he stutters. That's stuff funny, brothers and sisters. We ain't talking about the man. We talking about just the fact that it just surprised. What you got here? What you got here? So Satan is throwing out your mama is so stupid. She needed a tutor to learn how to scribble. Now, Satana. Now, Satana. Yeah, I mean, the best ones I used to hear for me were about glasses, about height and glasses. Dude said, George Wallace said that. I would have got him on that one. You know, someone said so. They said, boy, your glass is so thick. They said the Hubble telescope called up and said they quit. I mean, I've heard all the jokes on glasses. So, Tony, do you hear any good jokes on glasses? They say my glass is so thick. If you look at a map, you can see people waving at you. Broke. Your mama's so broke. She put it. Well, no, I can't do that one. That's actually true. You can't do true your mama jokes. But I'm gonna say this about your mama jokes, and the little intro we had from Blackish, it does underscore something. And let me say that because a lot of times when we talk about your mama joke, it does underscore struggle. It underscores pain. You know, we never do your mama so rich. We never do your mama so educated. We never do those jokes. You know, they are out of a tradition of pain. And that's the thing that pulls us together. But it's the thing that we pull out of the pain. And we joke. We find humor in these things because it keeps us going. You know, Tony Robbins joke. This boy here, he says this boy right here is so smart. You know, he don't laugh. He just he spells out his laughs. H-A, 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 H-A. You know, jokes like that, brothers and sisters, are classics. So listen, I'm not going to go too far today. And I'm going to tell you why. What do you mean good one, Satana? Good one. That's George Wallace. The best George Wallace joke. I'm trying to figure it out. I can't tell that one on the show. But let's just kind of celebrate a little bit. The artistry, the creativity, because these jokes, these are the things that kept us going. You know, Richard, Eddie Murphy, your mama got a mouth in the back of her neck and she chew like this. You know, those are classic joints, brothers and sisters. Let me see. We got one. All right. Your mom's so skinny and stupid, she ordered a fatback sandwich thinking it would give her a back. That's mine. I thought that was yours. Yeah. What's that? You know, if you really want to watch a great scene, watch The Nutty Professor. A Nutty Professor with Dave Chappelle playing the comedian and Eddie Murphy playing the other guy. Oh, your mom is so buck teeth she can eat corn on the cob through a fence. Wow. That's it. All right. Read like that one. So I mean, I'm gonna throw some. I'm trying to. So you're Red Fox. Red Fox had a great one. He said your family's so poor you wore your shoes up to the label on your ankles. So you were the only kid in third grade that had canvas spats. That's mine, brothers. I like Red Fox. That's one of my favorite ones. So look, we're gonna get ready to get out of here. Let me get to my sponsors. Really quick, we're gonna get out on a Friday. Tomorrow's show, we will do a spotlight, but it's actually gonna be a topic spotlight. So let's get to our sponsors. We'll give a shout out to BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. Again, that's BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. Go there, check it out. If you don't want to go to BeFinanciallyIndependent.com, you can call 1-888-496-6845. Again, that's 1-888-496-6845. I'm sorry. And we're going to continue to get some love to Bayan Islamic Graduate School. If you're thinking about a quality graduate level, doctoral level education, Islamic education, you want to check these guys out. They help people, traditional, non-traditional, secure master degrees, secure chaplaincy opportunities as well. They do a lot with job placement too. So, it's a very good investment. As you know, I got my master's degree in Islamic education. Inshallah, I'll be making a move with that soon. But for the experience, I think you couldn't choose a better institution. So make sure you check them out. So we're going to get out of here. And for all of you brothers and sisters watching, do the dozens every once in a while. Lighten up, loosen up. It's okay. It's okay to laugh at yourself. I told one brother at the match here, I said, boy, you swole up. I said, look, you look like you retaining voodoo. Classic. Well, it doesn't work in the match. People like to stuff for the law. Come on, bro. It's all right. Get out there, have fun. Listen, get out today. Have a wonderful Friday. We'll see you tomorrow, inshallah. I'm Preacher Moss. This is S.O.S. Do the dozens. Take care now. Yo, assalamu alaikum. I'm Preacher Moss, comedian extraordinaire, but I like to add a new title to my name. I'm Professor Preacher Moss. You know why? Because I just graduated. Wait a minute. Let me get this out of here. This is it. Okay. I'm Professor Preacher Moss, and it's come through the courtesy and the blessing of the Muhammad Ali Scholarship, which came through Bayan Islamic Graduate School. Now, listen, I know a lot of you people are thinking, can I do it? Yes, you can do it. This is the part where I don't know what I'm supposed to say. It's easy. It's not easy. Listen, it was easier to get this degree. Trump would be a mufti. I digress. Listen, though, for you brothers and sisters that are interested, go to bayanonline.org, and you could be like me. Put yourself in the picture for Islamic education. Wait a minute, there's the picture right there. Sound like them, everybody. Take care. Preach them all.